of the tools in the shop. Today we are going to be using a pneumatic air stapler, pencil, tape measure, combination square, hammer, clamps, table saw, miter saw, drill press. I will be using a cedar picket to make the birdhouse. Cedar naturally weathers well and is insect repellent. The picket measures 5.5 inches by 72 inches long. The first part of the birdhouse we need to make is the base. The base will measure 12 inches long. We use a combination square and measuring tape to do that, to lay out the cut. I'm going to use the miter saw to make my cut. Before using any hand or power tools, you should be sure to use these safety glasses first. Next, we're going to cut the side pieces. They're 9.5 inches long on both sides. Now that I have cut both sides, now I need to measure and lay out for the front and back wall. First, I'm going to measure 5.5 inches up the side, the same height as the sides of our birdhouse. On both sides, I'm going to do that. And to give us a nice peak, we'll use the 45 degree on the combination square, drawing upward on both sides. I'm going to flip my combination square over. Draw the same thing, going upward. We'll lay out a straight line across the top so that I can make a cut first before I remove the miters. And then you can take your piece to the miter saw to cut. Now to take off the two top corners, I'm going to go ahead and turn my saw 45 degrees. Move the first corner. Next, I'm going to make the roof. The roof measures 11.5 inches long. Again, I'm going to lay that out with my combination square and measuring tape and pencil. To make the roof, I'd like to take the two pieces I just cut and orientate them at 90 degrees to each other. But if you measured them, this side here would be too long because of the overhang of the top board. To make them even, I need to remove from one board the width of the other. To do that, I will do that on the table saw. First thing I need to do is raise up the blade to slightly higher than the workpiece. I want to measure over from the blade to the rip fence 4 7/8 of an inch. By making that cut, now you can see that the one side of the roof board is shorter than the other. It also gives me a nice smooth surface to join to the other board. So now I'm able to create my roof from there. Next, we need to drill our hole for our perch and for the bird opening. First, I need to measure halfway across, which is 2 3/4 inches. I'm using a straight edge, which I'll use my combination square again. Line up and make a center line down the center of the... I will now measure up 1 3/4 inches for the perch and 3 3/4 inches for the bird opening. To cut the holes, I'm going to use the drill press using two different bits, a hole saw for the bird opening and a regular spiral bit for the perch. Now I have my front ready for some assembly, but first we need to cut the perch. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch dowel rod to create my perch. I need to measure off 3 inches and make a quick cut on the miter saw. The first part of assembly is I can just put my perch into the hole I've drilled in the front of the house. First I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it to hold it. Go ahead and it should snugly fit into the hole. Use a hammer to tap it in. Now going to assemble the roof. First thing I want to do is run a bead of glue right down the edge. Line up my roof, 90 degrees. Now I have my roof with equal sides. In the next step, I'd like to assemble the back wall to the 2 side walls. For an extra set of hands, I'm going to use clamps. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a bead of glue. Put in a couple of staples here. Put some glue on the top edge. Again, press it underneath. Line everything up. Then put in a couple of staples. Go ahead and staple the front like I did the back. I'm now ready to attach the walls of the birdhouse to the base of the birdhouse. Going to run a bead all the way around all 4 sides. This way the poor birdies don't fall out. Line up the base with all the corners. We're almost done. All we need to do is put on our roof. The roof will attach with some glue and some staples like the rest of the pieces. That completes our birdhouse. It's ready for a new family. A birdhouse is a great project, even if you just want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5. Thank you for visiting the woodworker's shop today. One final thought. How do birdies clean their nests? With a feather duster. I say hello.